a world of fun and fantasy, and ever-changing views, and computer terminology. Commodore's news. Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.
Hi, I'm Graham and welcome to the Commodore Cave. This is episode 4 in this series where I consider each of the models here in the cave and try and pick out the one that I think is the favourite. It's definitely not an easy choice. In the last episode, the Amiga 500 Plus dropped out of contention. And we did get feedback from a lot of you, so let's have a look at the poll results and see what you thought about that model. I must admit, I'm a bit surprised that no one ranked it as their favourite, 0. But quite a few respondents did like it, 50%. Then 41% voted it in their bottom 5, and 9% said it was their least favourite of all models. However, from feedback on the English Amiga board, there are a few over there that did rank it number 1. So, some interesting results. Thank you for all those who responded, and don't forget you have a chance to do that on this week's model. It's time to find out now which model will be joining it today, so let's go to the wheel. Well, today the CD32 goes to the sidelines. But it was an outstanding device in 1993, and Commodore pinned their hopes on this console. Well, what do you think about that? The CD32. Love it, hate it, or somewhere in the middle? You can cast your vote. Just check out the poll link in the comments below. And we'll renew this poll in the next episode. By 1993, Commodore were in serious financial difficulties and they pinned their last best hope on the Amiga CD32, targeting the games console market. It also doubled as a music CD player, which were becoming very popular at that time. This was touted as the world's first 32-bit console, which actually isn't correct. That honour went to FN Townsmarty in Japan about 6 months earlier. It came with a CD-ROM. There is no button to open it. You just lift it up and take the discs in and out. On the front we have a reset button, a couple of LED indicators, volume slide control and a headphone jack. So obviously the designers were parents. If we have a look on the side, we've got an auxiliary port and 2 joystick ports. And on the back we have our toggle power switch, power in, TV, S-Video and RCA. There's one more interesting feature and that's the expansion port. We can open that up and we can see we've got an edge connector there. Well, what would you put on that? How about one of these, the SX1? This is an expansion cartridge which basically will turn this machine into a full-blown Amiga 1200. All the stuff they left out, you can put it back in again. Has our RGB on this side, and over here we have the ports for a floppy drive, serial, standard AT keyboard and audio out. And that plugs in the back, which gives us a rather massive footprint. Don't know why you wouldn't go with just a straight 1200, which is exactly what the public thought. This was basically a stripped down Amiga 1200, running a Motorola 68020 CPU at 14.32 MHz. It had 2 meg of chip RAM available and Kickstart 3.1. And it was targeted squarely at the games console market. I'll switch it on. Thousands of these machines were manufactured and ready for shipment to the US for an early 1994 release. That never happened. Commodore had failed to meet a $10 million royalty payment and that tied them up in the courts, preventing the sale of this on mainland USA. In 1993, Commodore was struggling financially and against intense competition. They had to pull an ace out, and the CD32 was to be their ace. Unlike the 500 Plus, Commodore put enormous marketing into the CD32. There was a lot of time, effort and money invested in this model. It's easy to find plenty of advertising, both multimedia, magazines, interviews, shows and events.
I never found out why he chose me to share his secret. Perhaps because we had similar dreams. But this was twice as fast, twice as powerful as anything I'd ever thought possible. Though what that meant, I could never have foreseen. Incredible graphics and colors, so many colors. Our world would never be the same again.
The price point at release was to be $399 US, and strangely enough, £399 in the UK. But it came up against very strong competition with the likes of the Sega Mega CD and the Atari Jaguar, and so the market became very congested. Commodore pulled out all stops because this was their last best hope to get them out of some serious financial difficulty. Now, that wasn't to be, and so the CD32 was blocked from sale in that massive market, the US. And of course, this went the way of the other models when Commodore went into bankruptcy. Consequently, the numbers sold are relatively low. Estimates are around about 100,000 worldwide. If you wanted to buy one today, what could you expect to pay for it? A quick check on eBay of sold CD32s found these ads. They give us a bit of a guide about what you could expect to pay. Occasionally you do see new old stock, but they go for a premium. I bought mine in Australia back in 2014 for around about $200. Right, what does ChatGTP have to say about the CD32? Chat, what's your opinion on this console?
Amiga CD32 was a multimedia home video game console developed and released by Commodore International in 1993. It was the first true 32-bit CD-ROM-based video game console and was intended to compete with other CD-based consoles like the Panasonic 3DO and the Sega CD. It was based on the Amiga 1200 computer architecture, featuring a Motorola 68EC0 2032-bit CPU running at 14.32 MHz, and 2 megabits of RAM. It also had a double-speed CD-ROM drive for game storage and playback. In addition to gaming, the CD32 was marketed as a multimedia entertainment system. It could play audio CDs, CDs with graphics, and Kodak photo CDs. This made it one of the early attempts to integrate gaming with multimedia capabilities. Some notable games for the CD32 include Lemmings, Worms, Simon the Sorcerer, and Microcosm. Despite being technologically advanced for its time and having a promising software lineup, the CD32 struggled to gain significant traction in the market. Its commercial lifespan was short-lived, as Commodore declared bankruptcy in 1994, just a year after its release. However, the console has since gained a cult following among retro gaming enthusiasts. Overall, while the Amiga CD32 wasn't a commercial success during its time on the market, it holds a unique place in gaming history as one of the early CD-based gaming consoles and as part of the Amiga family of computers and devices. Considering all the facts I have, I rank it. Wait for it. Last of the Amiga models.
What did you say?
Last of the Amiga models.
How did you rank it last?
Well, I just did.
Well, I think we should get another opinion.
The reasoning you exhibited was perfectly valid. You are to be commended, gentlemen, on your perfect use of logic. It's only logical.
Fine, let's agree to disagree.
Same to you, buddy.
Maybe a fourth opinion. Let's go see what Lucy has to say about it. Lucy, the CD32, do you like it? Lucy, how many bucks? Wow, only $1, Lucy. You seem to be on the same wavelength as ChatGPT. So much for dog loyalty, huh? Well, after that, let's check out the leaderboard and see where we stand today. I gave it some credibility and ranked it at 7. ChatGPT ranked it last. Lucy seemed to agree, only $1. And in summary, here are my reasons. The pros, the cons, and my feelings about it. The reason I rank this so low is because it's not a computer, it's a games console. And if you're after a games console, that's fine. I think this would be a great machine. For that, it is an ace. But it can't compete with other Amigas as a computer. There it falls down. And it now joins the others at the sidelines. Don't forget to share your opinion on the CD32. The link is just below in comments. Let us know what you think, and I'll review that again next week. Well, that's it for me today from the Commodore Cave. I do thank you for joining me. Until then, from the Commodore Cave, see ya! Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.